Can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh yeah!
Let's go, baby!
We've made it to the end of the week. Good morning. Welcome to the fabulous, fantastic football Friday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Good morning to Genevieve and A Pizzle who have joined us in the Fanatics feedback zone. This first
Make sure you all check out Jen on Twitch at Genevieve_Yoso. She's going to slap me for that later.
Please.
Yep, and then the
do.
frying pan comes out and hits dog in the back of the head.
Yep.
If this door opens, then I'm going to get it. First hour today is powered by Invader Coffee. Fuel for the fearless.
Oh, no.
Yep. I know it's coming.
What you be laughing at?
What am I laughing? Look at Genevieve's response.
Yep. I
Yep.
help her out and I get the, oh, for fuck's sake.
Yep, like I said,
Frying
dog
pan coming.
frying pan or a rolled up newspaper, you getting hit.
I'll just get a kendo stick upside the head.
Ooh.
I have the distinct feeling once Dog and I team up to introduce one of Jen's streams, I'm going to get socked in the back of the head. All right, before we get into our usual Friday shenanigans, which is a potluck Friday, and yes, I'm bringing back the potluck Friday, we have an open letter from
I guess
Meanwhile, as Dr. K goes flying in.
right?
Yeah, well, look, my beauty.
I know.
I guess you need to open email.
Who's the email to?
Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, Jesus.
CC
And the subject?
Cowboys fans.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me pull this up here.
Mhm.
And the subject is?
BCC, Moronic Republic of Cowboys Nation. Subject of email.
Hold on a minute.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the full soundboard yet,
I know.
but email Cowboys Nation. CC Cowboy fan. BCC Moronic Republic of Cowboys Nation. Subject of email. You're all idiots.
I'm gonna say, don't fall into the trap.
Body of email.
So we know that George Pickens is now officially going to become part of the Blue Star crew, which sounds great on paper. The fact that you have someone with a well-spread of talent like George Pickens, someone who definitely has the ability to become a top 10 wide receiver, I think it goes without saying. You also pair him with one CD Lamb, and then you couple that with Kevontae Turpin, who's becoming one of the top tier return men. I mean, God, you saw what happened against Washington. Having said all that, I came to a very startling conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
This is a smokescreen. What is the one thing we know about the Dallas Cowboys? They love to be in the news. They love to have headlines. And this has garnered some of the biggest headlines for the Dallas Cowboys in a while. In fact, it's almost taken over pretty much most of football.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has been talking about George Pickens leaving Pittsburgh and coming to Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is talking about how the Pittsburgh Steelers, in grand, wonderful fashion, took a $25 roller coaster and stuck it up their own ass.
Excuse me?
And now we have a droid here.
Quiet. There's an email being written. Go on.
But with all that to say, with all the positives that we could have for the Dallas Cowboys, do not fall into the trap. Because everything I've been hearing on my Discord has been, this shows it. We're finally going all in. That this could possibly be our year to land the big one. Couple problems. Mike Tomlin has been known to have problematic individuals on his team.
True.
Mike Tomlin has been known to take on strong personalities and keep them even to the detriment of the team. Need I say about Antonio Brown?
No, you had it right the first time. Say it true. Say it again, black man. Say it again.
Antonio Clown.
Mm.
And now you're saying that Tomlin has had enough and he decided to take DK Metcalf, which is going to be an even bigger headache.
Pete Carroll, side note in said email, if Pete Carroll couldn't rein in DK Metcalf, I'll let Victor complete the rest.
And so now George Pickens will now be the possible headache for one Brian Schottenheimer. And we're led to believe, as Cowboys fans, we're led to believe that he's going to be able to rein that personality in.
Yeah, right.
Look, I want to be optimistic. I really do. But what happens when you hit that drought in the middle of the season, which Cowboys are known to have? What
You
happens?
finally put Kevontae Turpin in the starting lineup instead of making him a kick returner?
I mean, you should. But I'm worried also about the fact of whether or not he's going to be I'm worried about him being like a Devin Hester, where he's only like okay as a wide receiver, but he's a phenomenal return man. You don't want to ruin both sides of the ball.
XFL, anyone?
Well, that was ruined.
Doesn't that league not exist?
Rock bought it and merged it into the USFL, which is now why we have the UFL.
Yeah.
On a side note, I'll explain why I made that reference.
In essence, what happens when CeeDee Lamb is getting 10 targets and George's only getting 4? Do you think he's going to be quiet about that?
And Kevontae Turpin gets none.
Do you think he's going to be quiet for that?
No.
Especially, what if you decide to do the inverse and give Kevontae Turpin so many targets, but you stop feeding CeeDee Lamb? CeeDee Lamb also is known to have a personality too.
Or getting Rico Dowdle no carries.
Exactly. And that was my third point.
And not getting a running back at all.
What if you start to abandon the run?
Wait, no. They drafted 2, didn't they? They drafted 2 running backs?
They drafted 2. They did draft 2 running backs in the draft, yes.
And who are we talking about again? Thank you.
What happens when you start to abandon the run? ... Again. This is why
the Bears found out that problem real fast.
This is why I can't be 100% sold on this league. I want to be optimistic, and part of me kind of is.
Oh yeah.
We need wide receiver 2. We got a wide receiver 2. The question is, does he want to be a wide receiver 2, or will he fight tooth and claw to become wide receiver one, and we have a wide receiver controversy instead of a quarterback controversy. Oh, and by the way, Cowboys, who's our quarterback again?
Dak Prescott,
I
Cooper
believe-
Rush, and Joe Milton III.
Who the hell is Joe Milton? But the main quarterback and the main problem for the Cowboy offense, yes, Dak, it is you.
Yeah.
Amen.
And like I said, I want this to work for Dak. I want this to work for the Cowboys. And something that Cowherd even said kind of gave me pause.
Mm-hmm.
He said the only way this works is with Dak, because Dak is the mood guy. He's the guy that can chill things out. He's the guy that can quell things. And that's all well and good, but I don't need a guy who can chill things out. I need a winner. I need someone who can throw touchdowns and not picks.
You need someone who's got a set of balls to play football.
I need someone who is not going to take 5, 6, 7 yard sacks. I need someone who can make good, quick decisions with the football.
It would also help if he had a line.
It does. And with Tyler Booker and a couple others, I think we're getting the line better. But it also doesn't help that he holds onto the ball too long.
I have a very important question, Victor.
Okay.
Who's your OC?
Lord, if I know.
I rest my case.
Lord, if I know. We're still trying to figure out what Brian Schottenheimer is going to bring to the Cowboys, offense. And even
Clayton Adams.
Who?
In the
Former Arizona Cardinals offensive coordinator.
Well, that's
Like
what
I
we got to
said-
deal with.
I quit.
Like I said, who?
I quit. I'm going back to bed.
So
See everybody Monday.
So in closing, let's calm down. You can applaud that Jarrell kind of got George for a steal. I mean, we gave up a third round and a fifth round. We got a sixth round out of it too. That's what I pick out of it. For someone like George Pickens, that's a damn steal.
Yeah, I remember you forgetting his nickname, CTE.
There you go. Well, I always call him Crash Out Pickens.
Well, it's either crash out or CTE. It's kind of just pick one.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I want things to go well, but just calm down. Let the situation play out, and let's just see what happens on week 1. Let's just see how everyone gels on week 1. And then we'll see if they are primed for greatness or doomed to fail again.
Let's just hope history doesn't repeat itself.
Signed, Vikalaaah, CEO, Vikalaaah Industries.
Isn't that right next door to Vandalay Industries?
You fool!
But my friends, the ones that I call the greatest people I know,
Mm-hmm.
the AFC West, besides the Chiefs, is terrifying.
The hell you talking about?
Look at the Chargers acquisitions.
Oh, the
They
Chargers are
finally decided, let's actually get Herbert some weapons. And now not only do they have Ladd McConkey, they also have Trey Harris.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember his name, but he has like an asterisk. A wide receiver from, I believe, Syracuse or Auburn. One of the two.
Mm-hmm.
They also picked up Kansas wide receiver Luke Grimm. Blake will like that shout. And they picked up the second best running back in the draft, Omarion Hampton.
That I think is going to be
That
their
is
golden
a
goose.
huge pickup for San Diego.
I think
And
that
I still cannot say Los Angeles Chargers because to me they are the San Diego Chargers, but that's a rant for another day.
I'm gonna just say this: I did feel a little salty that the Cowboys didn't pick up Omarion, but if it would go to any team, I am glad he is going to the Chargers.
And you also got to remember they get a okay backup in Najee Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And they also retained their previous running back on an RFA deal.
Yeah, I think the Chargers are going to be the boogeyman for the AFC.
I think
Chargers have always been the boogeyman for the Chiefs. Mahomes or no Mahomes. It's just that the Chiefs have always had the wild card in Mahomes. And then the reason, hold on, Droid, before you pull your hair out, the reason why I say Mahomes is the wild card is because Mahomes always comes up with a backyard football play, which 99.999% of the time works, and puts the Chiefs over the top.
That's some backyard football bullshit.
But you also, I want to say, another division that's for once in its existence since 2002, when the South divisions were made.
Mm-hmm.
For the first time, the NFC South actually looks terrifying.
We said
Oh,
no.
Shit.
We actually said that in the draft.
We said that when we did the draft. We said it was
will be something
terrifying.
to watch.
We
This
said
will be something to watch.
We said the NFC South would be fun to watch.